You know how many times we tried to do, like, we have to do another Diggy Diggy Hole, but our song. We tried many times, but it never come at the point that we say it's a good song. Why? Because it's not possible. You
Hmm.
cannot force yourself to do art. When you do art, you have to do it with passion, with feelings, with something to say. If you have nothing to say on that topic in this moment, it's not possible.
Francesco, how tired are you? Because since we last spoke, we last spoke, at the Toronto show, having some
Yes.
fun backstage before the show. That was a crazy tour, and then since that tour, you've also been to Australia. You've toured Latin America. It's been a very hectic year, and 2025 is going to be even worse. So, how are you doing?
I mean, we are doing fine because, to be honest, it's a couple of years that we started again to tour. During the pandemic, it was not possible. So it's 2 years that we started to tour again, and it feels good. It takes a little bit of free spaces and personal spaces, especially because you have to live like 5 months per year with other, I don't know, 12 people, 13 people,
Hmm.
and you are mostly in a bus, so it's not the best for the privacy and your private life. But
Yeah,
what we can do, I mean, it's a good thing. I worked before this. I worked 15 years in factories, or more than 15 years, since I was 18 years old. So I mean, I know what is the alternative to make them musician, and I want to be a musician.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, yeah,
The one small caveat is that clothes you have to wear in a factory can be easily washed at home, and battle armor of dwarves on the road, not so much. So
exactly.
that's just a small thing, but hey, that's all good. Now, let's go into this album, and before we go into the specifics of the new album, let's talk about you guys starting to work on this album, because when you and I mean, I didn't interview you. I did interview another band member at the show, but last time I interviewed you was when Warfront was coming out, and you said Warfront is our defining album. It's the album that we get our sound right. It's a dark album as well. It was obviously also under COVID that this came to be. There were some very serious songs there, a lot of metaphor being used. It was also following this album your proper breakthrough. Obviously, Diggy Diggy Hole had already gone viral, but Warfront was that moment that everybody was like, Windrose is not a gimmick that plays a Diggy Diggy Hole. Windrose is a band we all have to pay attention to. And then the tours that followed, and we all saw that, right? Where you were opening
Yeah.
for other bands in tiny venues before, you were headlining pretty
Yes.
fucking big stages in North
Yes.
America. How, coming off such an album that everybody's like, this is our best album, we put our heart and soul into it, now you have to charge yourself up for a follow-up to that. How hard was that to get back into that mentality? Was it scary to get started knowing that the previous one was so well received?
To be honest, it was more scary when we released Warfront because we had a direct comparison with the album of Diggy Diggy O. Okay,
Right.
so we had a direct comparison with Wintersaga. But in my opinion, on many aspects, Warfront was more mature and more
Hmm.
experienced in the realization, let's say, of in the composition, in everything, in the sound as well. Was more mature, was more experienced. We were more experienced, and now it's the same. We got back some, let's say, uh, fundamentals of dwarf metal. from Wintersaga and from the previous album, bringing back some folk elements, some fast songs, party songs, the ones that they were lacking in the Warfront, because
Right.
obviously, as you said, it was written during the pandemic, so we don't. Mm,
Didn't
I
feel
can
like a party.
explain. Yeah, I mean, I always explain like this in the latest interviews that it probably is the thing that I mean most can explain what is an album for a band. An album for a band for me is like a photograph. Okay, so
Hmm.
you make a photograph of you, you make a photo of you, and yes, it's different from the previous one that you took maybe 2 years before, and will be different from the one that you will take in 2 years, but at the end is what you are in this moment. So for an album is the same. This album Trollslayer is what we are in, and what we feel in this moment. So in the future it will obviously change,
Hmm.
otherwise you become a cover band of yourself. I hear a lot of bands, that is like 30 years, 40 years, that they do the same music, but it's not possible. Metallica, for example, cannot be someone were very disappointed with the new songs, blah blah blah. But guys, they are 60 or more. I mean, they cannot have the same anger, uh, the same feelings of
Hmm.
when they were 18 years old. It's not possible. So in the Metallica of 18 years old, we were listening to some, rageful kids. No, I mean, like, yeah, they wanted to kick the ass to everyone and break every record, and achieve all the expectations that they had. Now they can stop and be more reflective and
Hmm.
be different, and it's correct to do like this. So with Windrose, we are doing uh, the same journey like everyone. For us, the band is life, and so as life, we change our influences, we change our opinions, and so the composition becoming different
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
from album to album.
Drinking hard, heavy drums in the crowded halls. The chantings echo till the Monday moves.
Is the fact that we get a more fun album across the whole, is that just a reflection that the band is in a good spot and a happy spot, or is it also a little bit like, well, we needed a change from that darkness? Was that, did that come natural, or was it a little bit more of a plan?
No, it comes natural because we don't think when we compose, we don't think, we have to do something like this or something like
Mm,
that, because otherwise you will sound fake. No, the
right.
result will be fake. When we try to do something mandatory, we have to do one song. You know how many times we try to do, like, we have to do another Diggy Diggy Hole, but our song. We tried many times, but it never come at the point that we say it's a good song. Why? Because it's not possible. You
Hmm.
cannot force yourself to do art. When you do art, you have to do it with passion, with feelings, with something to say. If you have nothing to say on that topic in this moment, it's not possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Make darker songs, or on more, let's say, serious feelings. It's easier for me because when I'm the one writing the lyrics, so at the end, if a song is funny or it's serious, I decide, no?
Yeah.
Because I choose what to say, what is the message of the song. And for me, it's easier to write serious songs because I can recall all the problems, all the hard childhood, all the stuff that I lived in my life. And as long as I'm getting older now, I mean, I also have more to say about my feelings and about my life.
Hmm.
So I have more things to say. But in this album, we felt like we had some ideas and they were feeling good to us, and we say, you know what, if we play this part live, the people will go crazy,
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that we have. I mean, if we make a new song, let's say that we start from a new riff, the keyboard playing, and then I say to Federico, "Oh, this part is interesting." Oh, which this one? Okay. What do you imagine? I imagine something like this. I imagine people, making crowd surf. I mean, okay, let's put it somewhere, and we see if it has a spot in the projects that we have, or make a new project for that part specifically. So we just compose what we feel in the moment. We don't think about anything else. Obviously, if a song must be a single, you have to respect for business,
Right.
for business issues. You have to respect, for example, the time. You cannot make a song that it's like 4 minutes, like, for example, Rock and Stone. Rock and Stone is a single that for us is the perfect single. Catchy melodies, catchy refrain, not very, not like spoil. I'm not spoiled. How it is when something is very easy, mm, and you just see, yes, ride in the sky in the night. I mean, this kind of stuff we don't.
It's not cheap.
It's usual in power metal. No, it's like it's a cheap lyrics. No, so we don't like this. We want to make something particular, but make something particular and catchy and easy listening is more difficult than make difficult stuff. Because difficult stuff, you make it with technical things, but easy and easy listening and easy songs. It means that to be interesting is you have to think about the decision that you do. In this case, we have to think about to make it flow perfectly. Like if you want to listen it, over and over and over, it has to go, without any dead time, without any pause. It has to be a loop, let's say. I think that in this album we made some songs that could be interpreted like this, and but we have also other tastes. I mean, we have the fast songs, we have the epic songs, we have the party songs, we have the like we will always have. We have the sad songs. I mean, No More Sorrow, the last song. It's a song that part of the lyrics I wrote it watching the sea. I mean, I was in a festival, just a little trivia, and in this festival we had one day off before the festival, and I was walking on the shore to arrive to a restaurant, and I stopped like 20 minutes to see the winter sea. The winter sea is black. There's no sun. Everything around was dead. It was dead, and the trees were black. The sky was gray, and also the sea seemed that it was swallowing the shore, and the rocks. And this thing, recall in myself a feeling, and I wrote part of No More Sorrow over there. I mean, in that 20 minutes, 30 minutes that I spent in front of this image. And this is important, but it's something that you make it when you get inspired, so.
Do I hear a rock and soul? Do I hear a rock and soul?
I want to go back real quick to Rock and Stone for obvious reasons, because you talk about like, hey, it has to have a flow, has to be catchy, it has to be on point. It doesn't hurt also to add references to Karl, so that a million gamers jizz their pants when they hear the song, which is a nice Easter egg. Now, obviously, Trollslayer as well is inspired by Warhammer, but particularly Karl, I think, is the Easter egg that most people have been super excited about. Are there more subtle Easter eggs like that, hidden in the album that we have to go look for?
To be honest, every album, I mean, every song, let's say, is inspired by different stuff that everyone think it's the dwarves now, but I mean, sometimes it's not just the dwarves, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and the lore we are talking about. Sometimes it's other stuff, and I think that if the people read between the lines, they can see what I'm truly talk about in every single part of the songs. But I mean, the Easter eggs are made are meant to be something that people already know.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not easy to catch what I want to see, what I want to say for real in the songs. For the descriptive stuff, it's easier because if I say Carl, if I say Deep Rock Galactic, you already know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So it depends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When
Okay.
if someone listen and have the idea and say, but in this song I feel like you're talking about this, is true? I answer. So write me on my social networks.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Well, we know from the last album that a mountain is not always just a mountain, obviously.
Yes.
Now, to wrap us up, you know, as already said, like you're going to be extremely busy again. You're going on, you know, a Wet Dreams tour for Power Metal fans with Powerwolf and with Hammerfall, which is an insane package. That'll be a lot of fun. You've got a ton of festivals already announced, including Wacken. So this is the calm before the storm, because once that album is out, it doesn't sound like you're going to be sitting still a whole lot. What can we expect from the shows, except that if I have to put a bet on everything, that Dance of the Axis will open the set?
Yeah. I mean, what is needed for the next tours for real is an improvement of the stage, because yes, we have costumes, we have good lightnings, we have a good crew that work very hard for us and make the show at 100%, but we want to make it at 200%. So we are thinking to improve the visual of the stage, you know, with props, with different setup on stage, you know, different stuff. So we hope that it will not be possible in this tour because we have just 35 minutes.
Right.
And if it means that if you have to play just 35 minutes, it means that you have to be on stage in 10 minutes and leave the stage in, I don't know, 20 minutes, stuff like this. So, I mean, we are very strict on the playtime. But in the next headliner tour, yes, I mean we want to be to bring a big production to our shows, especially in Europe, because in the US it's a little bit harder. You have to bring all the stuff over the ocean, and you know, in North America, always the setup on stage is always more minimal, you know, compared to the European one, because obviously we are from Europe, you know. It will be different if we were in the US or in Canada. It will be different because we start from there with all the stuff, you know. So it will be easier.
You know, we'll first have to, here in North America, enjoy all the content that gets created from this upcoming tour, which, as cool of a package that it is, might be the last time we see you. Well, I've obviously love to come. I'd love to come, but I also think that, and no disrespect to Hammerfall and Powerwolf, obviously, but I think this might be the last time we see you open a package like that. So this band is accelerating and has been accelerating for a few years now, and I don't think that there's any sign of slowing down for you guys. So I hope to see you guys play, whether that's in Europe or wait for you guys to come back here, and then we'll have more Toronto treats, very sugary, ready for you.
Thank you very much.
Francesco, thank you so much for your time today and just opening up about everything that goes on, you know, into an album like this. Super excited for all the fans to discover all the new songs. If they're like me, I think they'll have even more fun with songs that haven't been released yet as singles than the ones that have. And yes, Dance of the Axis is a really fucking cool song. Awesome. Francesco.
I have to say thank you for the opportunity, because it's always a pleasure to talk with you and to be on your channels. And I want to invite everyone to follow our bands, because we will be back very soon in the North America, and we wait you all. We need you all, because you are our community, our family. So without you, we will not be anyone, you know. So thank you very much, and keep on following us.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.